What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to run up an OpenVPN server, which is basically a VPN service. I'm not sure it's going to happen in 5 minutes, but it's pretty darn close, according to the author, Vivek something or other. Can't say his last name, but I found this on the internet and tested it out, liked it, and figured time to make a video. So here we go. First things first, let's go out and check my current IP address and my current location. That's in Phoenix and it's in Arizona, and that's 206.89. All right, so this will be, the starting point from when we actually get the server running. So let's go over to AWS and get a free Amazon um, server running. Let's put this into not terminated, and that'll clean that up. Okay, so let's launch an instance. Click in here. If you don't have this already, put in Ubuntu type. We're looking for the HVM and 1804. So 64 bits, all good. Select that. And you'll notice you got this T2 micro, which is one CPU, 1 gig, more than enough for pretty much basic stuff. Anyway, configure, nothing going on here. It's all standard stuff. Configure storage. 8's good. I don't think you're going to store anything on this machine, so basically you're going to pull it down through the machine. Add tags, nothing, no tags. Here we have what is essentially your firewall. So let's call that Ubu VPN. Let's copy it and paste that down there. Okay, and the next step is to get all traffic but to my local right here. So no one else can get into this machine but me. Who else would be using it but me, unless you have some other use case, but you can work that out. All right, so all good, all good. Let's launch. We're going to need a key pair. That's your access key. I'm going to give this a name of Ubuntu again, Ubuntu VPN. I'm going to download it. There she is. And then we're going to kick off that instance. There she goes. And it's loading, so let's go into it. And then here you're going to get your IP address right off the bat. All right, so first things first, let's go over to a command prompt. Let's clear that out. And let's copy the VPN key file over. So copy, first let's just check out where we're at. We should be on desktop, we are. So let's do copy / users, Matthew, downloads, that file, and we want to bring it local. Next thing we've got to do in order for this to run properly with Amazon is change the permissions, otherwise Amazon rejects it. Same file, bomb, done. Okay, so let us try and get into that machine already. The file is that. So the -i means use a key file. The user for this particular Amy, ME at, so that's Ubuntu at the IP address, and let's go grab that IP address now. So here it is, public IP address, right there under the instance. Here we go. Hopefully the machine has booted up by now. They're usually pretty quick. Do I want to do that? Yes. And guess what? We're in. So you got all the stuff, and we're rocking and rolling. Let's clear that and start fresh. Come back to the recipe, what I call a recipe, 5 minutes. Open VPN server in 5 minutes. Way to go, Vivek. I will link to this article in the description. Oh, paste that and run it. The next one is basically the same thing, but upgrade. Boom. So we're going to call that update. Let's call this upgrade. What am I doing wrong? Not up to get rid of the D, and we're all good. Let that run. So as you can see here, update, upgrade. He runs this to find out what your IP address is. Not really critical, but I'll just run the command so you can see it. Paste, and it'll basically show you here. This is the internal IP address over there at Amazon. Let's clear this, make that nice and clean. Back again to the recipe. More ways to find your IP address. You can read all this stuff, but most importantly, let's go get the software. And that will be, let's put that up there. So we just click down here each time. Paste, and there she goes. Let's go back. You'll notice that he just basically gives it permissions plus X. And since it's a local file, we're good. Now we'll run it. I think we need to sudo that bugger. Slash open. Yeah, here's the questions. You'll notice here, it gets into this questions bit. All right, so what you just want to verify, it's almost guaranteed. So that's 254.27, and that's 254.27. So we're all good. Let's come back here, and in order to accept that, you just hit enter. He says go with the one. I'm going to follow Vivek today. He says go with one, go with the port, choose either, come down here, he says to avoid problems, always choose DNS 111 or Google. Those are fast and can be reached anywhere on the internet. Very interesting. So cool. Let's go with the one for that. We'll accept the default, and then we'll take the number 3. Yeah, number 3 is the ones. So we're all good. And the name, I'm going to call this again. I'm going to call this what I thought I called that other thing, Ubu VPN. Yeah, good. And run it. And it will kick it off and run it. So it's running now, and it shows you, says the configuration file is here. So let's just list that. That configuration file, you're going to need that to bring that local. Okay, we'll show you how to do that in a second. So that's the file. But I'm going to come back over here to his recipe, and I'm going to show you the startup and stops. So that right there is the stop. So let's stop it and paste, and it should stop the service. And it did. So the next thing we're going to do is we'll start it. And a quick check to make sure that it's running. You should notice a VPN right there, OpenVPN. Okay, let's clear all that out. All right, so we're all good. I think he runs a status here, but that's basically it. So next order of business is to get the commit, is to get this configuration file local. So we have to go actually exit out of here. Now you can use in Windows, you can use PuTTY to do this SCP standard stuff, or you can use something like WinSCP to move it over. But I'm just going to use a standard SCP. We got to use again the command I think it's called Ubi. There she is. User at the IP address. Let's copy it again. Come down here, paste it, put these colons for, and then put in the address, home / Ubuntu, the file name, the file name, the file name. The file name is right here. So Ubu, oh no, Ubu, VPN.pm. On that, and then one more again. This is what this dot just means. Basically says bring it right here. If all goes well, which it didn't, things will be okay. But Ubu VPN. Oh, dumb. O VPN. Done. Why can't I get my act together with spelling? There she is. Let's list it because we're local. Clear that. clear. Um, does not like my commands today, so let us list ubu star, and that is the key file, and that is the configuration file. So now next up, we need to go to something like TunnelBreak on Mac or whatever your standard client is on using OpenVPN. So in Mac, you can use this TunnelBreak thing. So let's do that. And we basically need to drag it. And we are going to grab that file and drag it there. And you will get this message. I'm going to say all users. Then you will get this message, and you've got to enter your password. And it's in. So there she is right there. Now, quick check. What's my IP address? Still that crazy thing. Still in Phoenix, right? All good. And then we'll come back over here to VPN details, connect. And we could probably look at it right here. Here we go. So it's doing all those goodies. And normally if things go well, you'll not get red. And so far so good. Before, that's the 89. After is the 27. Yeah. So we are officially connected. So let's go find out if we actually have a VPN. Old, new. I'm at Amazon.com. I'm in San Jose. Yeah. I'm in California, and I got a new IP address. So my IP address, my public IP address now on this local machine is now over there at Amazon. Okay. And so, as you notice, it just basically drops off the chart there. I think he gives a little bit of a test right here, but essentially, I don't know how long this took, but it looks like more or less 5 minutes. If you really want to crank it out and you're not talking and you're focusing, you can probably do this in 5 minutes, no problem. That's it. You got this instance running. You want to start it and stop it. You can do that. Depending on how often you need a VPN, you could just spin one up in 5 minutes, right? So that's going to do it for today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a little bit of liking, and there'll be plenty more. So consider subscribing. Have a good day.